Yeah,
All right.
I completely agree that Dustin is a cheating whore who's off with his own group.
Uh, that lecherous little runt. Um, all right, so it's session 33, I think, of descent into Fernia. Would anybody like to give a recap?
Well, from my character's perspective, who probably is misremembering everything, we escaped from the clutches from the prison of Large March, stealing a vehicle as we left. We were driving along. Solomon was at the wheel and was following the gem from the pommel of Cloynier, which was directing us always in a straight line, although he learned that it is possible in theory that it may not actually, it may be taking us on a different course, and it was only straight at that particular moment. For some reason, inexplicably, Ewan wanted us to veer away from the way the gem was pointing, which made no sense. So
on the way, parallel.
But the gem was pointing this way, and you wanted to go this way. So like I said, made no sense. Solomon was not going to do something so crazy as that. So we plunged into, I think it was just a dust storm, but we couldn't see really what was going on ahead of us. In this cloud, we came across a group of devils that were torturing these metal dwarves. And they had, as a way probably of torturing the dwarves, set all of their hair on fire. So we noticed, or at least Solomon noticed, that one of the devils had a big pouch filled with coins, which were probably soul coins. And the other one, the gem was suggesting that the other one had a magical talisman. Solomon was getting the impression that we should try to get that talisman, or it was a necklace. I think at some point it was a necklace, and then it like transitioned to talisman. So it's a shape-shifting magical piece of jewelry. So we fought the devils and we managed to beat them, although all but I think 2 of the dwarves were killed in the process because there were just a lot of little minions around that were constantly fighting them. We didn't kill all of the devils. We killed most of them and drove a couple of them off. Eggnog decided he was going to run down the one that was headed for the vehicle, and ultimately got the pouch of coins off of him, which were soul coins. And then apparently Eggnog says he let him go, but that would be crazy too. So I assume he's just too embarrassed to admit that the guy made it back to his vehicle and escaped. Probably circled around to pick up his other companion who was also fleeing. So that prevented us from like looting whatever might have been of use on the vehicle. But at least we saved 2 of the dwarves, who apparently were just in such pain from their hair being on fire. They just ran off without actually talking to us, without thanking us for saving them. We then continued on and came to essentially a mountain. I don't really have a sense of what the scale was. If it was like a big hill or like a full-on mountain, but it was sort of densely forested enough that we couldn't just drive all the way up the mountain. So we had to stash the vehicle and begin to make our way up. And that's where I got really sleepy. So I don't really remember how far we made it.
Yeah, so you guys made it probably about halfway up, I would say. And it also with the hill, they were iron trees that were twisted with sharp branches and thorns, but staked on each one of them, and sometimes multiples on each tree, was a naked, screaming or moaning person, humanoids it looks to be, who were just in extreme agony, Some of them were being fed on by these creatures with these long proboscises, and that were perched on the trees near them. And at one point, one of them managed to grab somebody's attention. I can't remember whose.
I think I inadvertently killed
Solomon.
someone, dragging them off of the iron tree.
Yeah, so the minute that Solomon pulled one of them off of the tree, he actually had a look of relief on his face as he crumbled into dust. And so, Solomon, you do get the sense that what you did was a good thing, but then that attracted the attention of several of these creatures feeding on them, which began to let out a loud buzzing noise and began swarming around you to attack. So before we roll initiative, everybody's able to see the map okay?
Yes.
And then, does anybody have any questions about any things regarding level up or other issues?
No, I think I got mine. Mine was easy, so.
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna share the screen. And let's go ahead and roll initiative. Why is it doing it? There's the tracker.
There we go. Back to form.
All right. So, wait a minute. Lux, your initiative didn't show up in the thing.
Yeah, I thought it would, but it did not. You want
That's
to roll
fine.
again?
No, I'm not letting you lose at 25. All right, so Lux, as you begin ready to start the fight, first, I want you guys to see what you're fighting.
Can barely even see Mother.
So this is what you guys are fighting. They're each about between 4 and 5 feet tall, flitting about the treetops. And several of them have landed near you. There's a couple of others that are on the way. And then yeah, they're releasing this really terrible droning sound. It's very loud and obnoxious, but it doesn't appear to be doing anything. So
We just can't get away from the fucking droning, man.
So Lux is up, the monsters are on deck, and then you and
Because I was actually thinking they have kind of pretty butterfly wings. But they're emitting, presumably they're flapping super fast.
Well, there are certain kinds of moths that release ultrasonic sounds to confuse bats.
I did not know that.
Not by flapping their wings.
So you said a couple have landed nearby.
I'm gonna adjust this because there's fewer people playing than I thought. So there, three of them or two of them. So there's two of them nearby, one more on the way.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my bow, and if one gets close, like looks like they're going to attack, I'm going to shoot it.
Okay. So you're holding your action?
Yep.
I will say that at least this one, let's see, let's double check. Yeah. So this one at the very least doesn't seem like it's trying to move any closer. The other two are.
Okay.
All right, so you're holding your action until one of them gets closer. Then Ewan. Wait a minute.
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
Wow.
They had a 15, right?
What
Yep.
the?
They
Oh.
failed the morale check. They left.
Yeah.
They
We
saw
didn't-
that bow. They saw the bow come
Yep.
out. They're like, we're out of here.
Yeah.
That's
They can
Paelia's
reach us.
bow. That's Paelia's
He's going to
bow.
shoot us if we look hostile. Quick, take our turn tracker thing down.
We can't take advantage of our flying with these people.
That casual.
All right. So then the monsters are going. This one right here, it whips out its proboscis, which is like very unnaturally long, and it actually manages to strike you, Lux, or attempt to strike you from where it is.
Yep.
Fuck, they keep it.
I didn't even see that one down there.
But I assume that's a miss.
Yeah. Can I shoot back? That was not consensual.
Yes, you may. That is a hit.
Okay. Second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a miss. You want to do anything else?
Um.
Spend your Kai points or jump around, jump up and get down.
Let's see here. I'm going to move. Yeah.
How high up are they? I assume they're in these trees.
Yeah. So the trees, depending on the tree, are anywhere from 15 to 20 feet tall. So actually, that raises a good point. So this one would actually have had to move down first because it would have been too high to reach you with its proboscis. So, but this one, it then changes course with his proboscis, landing right into the gut of this guy pinned to the tree right here, causing a wail of agony as it begins. It looks like it pierces into him and begins sucking fluids. And then this guy
On you two, get a room.
flies to right about here. And then lashes out at Solomon.
Can't get just a little closer, huh?
That it's.
And then that's its turn. And then this other
I probably
one.
can't. I probably can't throw my fist at that, huh? For the sentinel.
No. Nice try though. Maybe you can upgrade at some point. And this guy flies to about here.
It has rocket punch.
So they're positioning themselves around you guys. And then Ewan, you're up. Solomon on deck, Lux and Pole.
All right. Actually, let me double check something here.
Oh, by the way, these are lava pits that are quite far down as a fall, FYI.
Yeah, we don't need that. Not yet. All right. Well, this guy like got all close to me, so the dope ass shit I was gonna do is not gonna be so dope from so close. So I guess I'm just gonna get up in his face and you know, fuck up his life. So we're gonna go 2 punches, punches slash knees slash various appendages flying in his direction. I'm gonna assume that'll hit.
Appendages.
I'm also gonna assume that that will hit.
That-
And then we'll go ahead and we'll use a moxie. We'll brace up for now just to get ourselves ready for this other one coming up. So I will gain 9 temporary hit points.
Okay. Anything else?
That should be no. I'm not gonna move that far. I'm gonna move to just right here. All right. Yep, we're good.
Solomon.
So I will move up to 10 feet. And then strike him with Heaven's Fall.
Hit.
That's my turn.
All right, I'm gonna run up and whack this guy a couple times. Good grief. Can I use an action point? Reroll?
Absolutely can.
Good.
Oh, that's a hit.
And number 2.
And it is looking wobbly. Anything else?
Can I make that one a stunning strike? Okay.
What's the DC?
Good question. Okay, that's 1 key point.
What?
I was just trying to see how many. I was just making sure it
Oh.
was 1 key point. Chi points, key points, whatever. What is the DC? That's a good question. So is it proficiency plus whatever the modifier you use for it, or?
It's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh. 13. Ooh, boy.
It fails. He is stunned. Anything else you want to do?
That's it.
You have martial arts where you can take a bonus action to take another attack. It doesn't cost a Chi point.
It does or doesn't?
Does not. Flurry of Blows does, but not the martial arts. So you can take 1 for free or a Chi point for 2.
So it's just 1 free hit.
Well, it's a bonus action to make another attack.
Okay. Well, I'll do that then. It's at advantage, right? Because he's stunned.
It is.
Or what's
And
that?
he dies. And so go ahead and describe how you kill it.
Well, I'll run over there and hit him quick in the chest. 2 punches. The second one stuns him as his proboscis comes out, and then the third one is just uppercut of the proboscis, sending it through, and it goes right through the back of its head, exploding out the back of his head, flying in the air.
Funny you should mention that bit about exploding.
Yeah, I figured.
Because as you see, he actually does burst into a sack of green liquid.
Mother, you hit them too hard.
So each of you takes 7 acid damage.
All right.
I didn't even eat through my temporary hit points.
Anything else you want to do, Lux?
Nope.
All right. So now this one, he's going to fly right here, but he's going to be up 10 feet in the tree. And he's going to lash out at Ewan. $16 hit?
Actually, I think it does. Yes. So 10 total.
Yeah. And then it changes direction with its proboscis and plunges it into another corpse. Gaining 13 hit points. And then this one comes over right here. But he's also up higher in the tree. And he goes after Solomon. And misses. And that's their turn. So, Ewan, you are up, Solomon on deck, Lux in the hole.
I think you put the X on the wrong one. Yeah.
Oh, so I did.
Well, I can't really do much with. I mean, I could do something while they're up in the trees. So I guess I'll pull out the boomerang, and then I'm gonna throw it at an angle to where it like boomerangs back and from behind. I'm gonna throw my punch to time it with the boomerang hitting him from the back.
To which one?
This one.
Okay. So as you do that, it sees you launching your attack, and it shines a strange light off its carapace and using its iridescent wings. And you have to make an insight check.
What's a push mean?
It means you, so this is meets beats, right? So you are safe. But this, so you get the sense that the light was going to take some kind of shape, but then it wasn't enough to distract you from your task. So go ahead and make your attack.
All right, so first is the boomerang. Where you at?
That hits. That hits.
Fuck this guy.
Well, wait a minute. You did it with your punches the second time.
Yeah. So the second one, so I threw the boomerang and I was gonna time the thrown punch.
Oh, you're using your rocket punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the boomerang flies and it goes behind him and is coming back, and I timed the punch to like hit him at the same time as the boomerang.
Nice.
It seems like it's effective. And then I don't suppose this fucker's proboscis is still hanging down.
What is it that you want to do?
Approach and use my extra bonus attack on him. My bonus action attacks
at the proboscis.
I mean, I can't reach. I mean, I could throw the thing, I guess, but I did my cool thing. Now I'm just,
Always grapple.
I'm going
grapple
with the
tongue.
I thought about that too, but the fucker apparently has got a 20-foot fucking proboscis, so who knows what this guy could do? But I did think about that, going up to grab it as well. So, which I in fact can do, as part of my fisticuffs.
So I will say that it's possible, but well, you can't grapple with your robo hand, when it's extended.
I would get close.
Okay.
Nothing bad ever came of a grapple in Mike's games.
Yeah,
That's fair.
especially with
That's
the
true.
proboscis.
And you have a
I've
second
only
arm.
lost an arm.
Right, you have a second arm, so we're good.
Because it's a small target that is wily, because it's moving around. It's not just static. I'll say you can make the attempt with an athletics check, but at disadvantage.
That's how it really gets you. I need some assurances.
There are pits of lava nearby, so
Right.
be careful.
Plus, there's all these trees. I grab onto this proboscis. He throws me around. You remember what happened? This is how we learned about whiplash damage. Being tossed into a tree.
But if you can grab the proboscis, you can just run in circles around the tree.
Basically, it felt like the flow of the attacks would lead to me catching, because this one through, catching and then running forward to try and grab the proboscis. So let's do it.
All right. You grab the proboscis.
All right.
It is startled and begins releasing a louder drone.
I kind of like the idea of tying this fucker around the tree. So I did 5, 10, 15.
That's
25.
as far as you can get it around. It doesn't go much further.
Cool. I like to think that he's all tangled up in the fucking limbs and shit too. So here I am.
You do notice that as you bring it around the tree, that the iron branches and thorns do pierce the proboscis in several places, causing it to bleed.
Perfect. Even better.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Solomon, you're up. Lux on deck. Monsters and all.
He is just gonna hit the one that's next to him. How big, I guess there's 2 questions. How big was the explosion of acid afterwards? Because I noticed it said when you first enter an area or start your turn in an area, whereas we took the damage when it exploded. So does it stick around?
Right. Yes, it does. Actually, Ewan, you were supposed to take that acid damage because you started your turn in that acid.
I didn't have a choice.
I know.
That's not how it goes. I already took my damage.
And then so it sticks around.
But how big is the area then?
It's can you guys see the okay, so the green circle.
I don't see a green circle.
You guys don't see a green circle?
I mean, there's the green circle around the bot, like just on the pog.
Okay, hold on.
I don't see an aura if you put one up.
Right.
Yeah, there's supposed to be. That's why.
There it is.
Yeah, sorry about that. So that's the aura there, and so start your turn. So you take 9 acid damage. And then what did you want to do, Solomon?
So I'll step over the body of this one, 5, and then I'm going to move up around to here, not leaving the creature's threat range, but to get myself out of the goo. And then I'm going to attack it.
All right. It is up 10 feet.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Then I wouldn't do that. I will Sacred Flame.
Okay. Wait a minute. That's the. Oh, okay. So it fails.
So 10 radiant damage.
Anything else you want to do? It is looking pretty burnt. His wings are singed and not quite as iridescent.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I'm running low on spell slots.
Okay. Lux, you take 5 acid damage.
get my bow back out. And
Careful which
shoot.
direction you move.
Should be okay. 12, no.
Which one were you attacking?
The one near Solomon.
This one? Okay, so
Yeah.
as you begin attacking it, the light shines off of it strangely. So give me an insight check. All right. So the light doesn't distract you at all. But
You do have extra attack.
Okay, did that, I take it that
It-
missed?
it missed, but it also tried to do that thing and it didn't work.
Okay, okay.
That one hits. You pierce it right through the shoulder, exiting the shoulder into the thing's wing, kind of, but it doesn't exit completely, so it kind of pins its shoulder to its wing, releasing a loud buzz, almost like a screech. It's still alive, but it looks like it nearly fell out of the tree.
Kind of curious what its Green Lantern bug powers are. We just succeeded both times they tried to use them.
Use rest of my movement, and I'll move over here.
Getting awfully close to that ledge.
I bet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have it expanded all the way, that's why.
Anything else, Lux?
That's it.
That's why I said careful where you move.
Yeah, no kidding.
So this one, he plunges his proboscis into one of the creatures on the trees, gaining 9 hit points back.
Stop cheating.
And then it turns its attention to Solomon and tries to hit it with its proboscis, missing terribly. And then the other one near Ewan tries to, well, it tries to get control of its proboscis. So it's going to use its action to try and pull itself out. So this will be Ewan opposed by either your athletics or acrobatics. You still have it pinned. Well, not pinned, but you have it grappled. So it can't move and it can't attack. All right. And Ewan, you're up.
So this tree you said is made of metal, right?
Mhm.
Could I like jab the proboscis onto a piece of the metal that's like sticking out and try and bend the metal to hold it?
So that would be a full action to do.
Yeah. That's fine.
The metal of the tree is pretty strong, so it's going to be, because you're essentially bending steel or iron. So
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had seen any sort of give, and while I was like maneuvering around this thing.
as an object interaction, I'd let you make an intelligence check to get a sense of how difficult it might be.
Is the intelligence check my object interaction?
Yes.
Would I then get to do it if I?
You would be able to make the choice whether you want to do it. So the intelligence check is going to reveal information or lack of information based on to give you a sense of how successful or likely the outcome might be.
I think that in the heat of the battle, I ain't about all that. So I'm just gonna like pull even harder.
Okay.
I'll just see if I could drag this fucker down out of the tree while also tearing at its proboscis on the tree.
Okay. All right, so then that would be your athletics versus its acrobatics.
Making sure I don't have anything extra that I can use here to like give me advantage or something.
Hasn't seen yet.
Oh, I didn't even see the thing. I could beat it. Oops. Yeah, now just roll it. Which I did. I mean, it's not a nat, but fucking my not nat beats his nat. I mean, fuck this guy.
I feel like the crit should always succeed, even if it's technically higher. So actually, it manages through a Herculean task, slips out of the grasp of your hand. Or no, because you did roll high. It doesn't slip out of the grasp of your hand, but it manages to resist your pull. So it's a null effort.
All right.
So that was one of your attack actions. So you still have another one because it was technically like a grapple.
Right. I'm just gonna do it again.
Okay. All right. So you manage to yank it to the ground right here, and he is prone.
And then I'm gonna keep circling around. I don't know if that pulls him a little bit further or if it's, or what, but
It at this point it has given you a little bit of slack, but that's as much as you're going to be able to pull it, and it doesn't seem like
that's fine. If that's the case, I will use a moxie to give him the old one too. And since he's on the ground, I have advantage, so I'm gonna throw haymakers at him, which would normally give me disadvantage. So it'll just be a straight roll.
How are you throwing a haymaker with one hand holding?
No, I'll let go. And I'll fucking just like hammer punch this motherfucker.
Okay, so you're ending the grapple to hammer punch him? Okay.
Yeah.
And you manage to release devastating blows that cause cracks in its thin, furry carapace.
Who told you to come up on us? Get out of here.
All right. Anything else you're doing, Ewan?
No. But I probably am talking to this thing as I'm fucking beating his ass. Like, was this a good idea? Huh? Was this a good idea?
All right. Solomon, you're up.
So how, and now that it's fed on another creature, how beat up does the one I'm in front of look?
It's pretty bad still. I mean, his shoulder is still pinned to his wing, and yeah, he's burnt from your righteous flames.
Okay, so I guess I will the sacred flame again. He made it.
But that would also make it. So that's
You.
a confirmed crit miss. Do you want to roll the D100, Kurt? Let's see what 57 is. Charts. You, as you are calling down the holy flames of the silver flame, you manage to lose your attention just for a moment and knock yourself into one of the sharp iron branches of the tree, puncturing your arm and causing it to bleed pretty badly. So that's
D6.
and it continues at the start of the turn. So that's
That's Solomon's famous dexterity.
So I guess given that as my bonus action. Fortunately, I don't have any level 1 spell slots. I healing word myself.
so you're no longer bleeding.
And that's my turn. I injured myself and healed myself.
Balance. All right, Lux, you're up.
In hindsight, I should have gone with my original plan, which was disengage and move.
I'm gonna shoot at the one near Solomon.
All right, that's a miss.
One more.
And that one, it's gonna use its reaction. The light show begins again. Give me an insight check. Oof. Okay. So it's just a success, but so as you shoot the thing, it actually looks like somebody you care about. Who it might be, who knows? Any one of Lux's numerous lovers.
You said care
Or,
about.
any one of various drug dealers.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
Certainly not Solomon.
None of her children. Or Project Ezra, apparently.
So do I not attack, or does my just attack miss?
So you can't attempt to target it. So you can still use your attack to try and hit this guy. But he is also prone, so you would have disadvantage on a ranged attack. But you can go up and just punch him in the face for advantage.
So it does say at the end of this, once the attacker succeeds on their insight check, they become immune to the ability for the next 24 hours.
Oh, okay. So never mind that. Then because you already it was used on you already, right, Lux?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's first.
Okay. So yeah. So that 10 damage actually hits. And it looks like with that, you pierced it right through its eye. and it is spewing blood out of the eye. You don't know how it's still managing to cling to life, but it is, but just barely.
And so technically I could do a bonus action. Can I run over here and just punch this guy,
Sure can.
boot him in the face?
Mm-hmm. With advantage even. Ooh, not that you need it.
Yeah.
Roll it again. So it's confirmed. It's going to be enough to kill it outright, but if you want, we can roll.
D100.
Yeah. All right, 19. So it's pushed back 10 feet.
There you
and
go.
So you basically kick it,
Yeah.
launching it into the air like a football, causing it to tumble back to the ground.
And then when it explodes, it misses us.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Well done.
Land that up.
Ooh, I'll put it right here.
All part. Love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you're doing, Lux?
Nope.
All right. So the remaining monster is once again going to feed off of one of the corpses, or not corpses, one of the bodies on the trees, regaining 13 hit points. And so the eye is no longer bleeding, but the arrow is still firmly there. And then it lashes out at Solomon. Missing. That's its turn.
Here's a question for you. Where's that proboscis?
Right now it's kind of near Solomon.
I gotta check on. Just gotta see how far I can jump if I don't have the running start.
Oh, there's a tab for that.
9 feet horizontally.
Wait, so
I have a website.
right, but there's I know I have it in here. Jumping. I can't find it. Wait, oh, here it is. Jump.
I like the always important sleeping in armor rule.
So you can jump farther with an athletics check, and here's the way that you can figure that out.
Yeah, so that's what I would like to do.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to like fucking like fly across and like grab that fucker in the air. So you said it's not like very big or thick, right? So would I perhaps be able to, like, if necessary, reach out with the rocket punch, if you will, hand, like the extendable arm?
Uh,
If not, I mean, it's fine, but let's just see if I can make it.
yeah, let's do the jump first, because the jump is gonna figure it out.
Hold on, I gotta refresh. Occasionally, whenever I minimize my character sheet, when I go to bring it back up, it just brings up a little sliver. I don't know why.
Waiting for one of us to lose an arm so that we can attach the proboscis.
Where am I at? Here I am. Alrighty, athletics.
Managed to add 1 foot to your long jump.
Action point. Athletics.
You
Hey,
managed to add 15 feet to your long jump. Checks are made at disadvantage without a 10-foot jump prior or movement prior to the jump.
okay,
So it's only 7 feet.
okay. On top of my normal, right?
Yeah.
Which is 18 feet.
Long
My strength
jump.
score.
Right. It's half your strength score for a standing long jump. Without the 10-foot move.
8, or so 9. So 9 plus 7.
Right. So
Is
that's
16.
16.
I can make that.
You were here, right?
I mean, I'm at the edge.
Since you used an action point, I'll allow it.
So I skid to the other side. I'll whip around and see if I can grab that proboscis.
All right. Give me another athletics check.
These poor fuckers.
You grab the proboscis.
Get down here. I yank on that son of a bitch.
Okay, so then that's another attack action. So that's another athletics.
What was that?
That one, the crit wins out. He manages to yeet his proboscis out of your hands.
All right. Bonus action. Just fucking throw a punch up at him. Just the one.
That hits. You knock him in the head hard enough to crack it to the side, and it's like his head. You can see the carapace crack around his neck, and that there, as you pull back your fist, there are cracks all in its face, and it's wobbling. You don't know how, but he just doesn't want to die. He refuses to die.
I just like point to the other ones like, this was not a good idea for you. Now's your chance to run.
It goes. All right. Anything else?
No, I got nothing else.
All right, Solomon.
So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back up. And then I'm going to Sacred Flame.
All right. Go ahead and describe how he dies.
So I move back. Meanwhile, it's got its proboscis now free, writhing in the air, and the flame comes down from the sky and hits the tip of this proboscis and burns it up like a line of gunpowder exploding its head at the end.
All over you.
Right.
You take 3 damage.
Yep.
Also, you're not Darius. You're Ewan.
Yes.
Indeed.
And I would just like to say, obviously, Josh, if you're watching this, we wish you were here, but we managed to make through that whole fight with flailing proboscises that were described as big and thick, and Ewan yanked the proboscis at one point, and not one reference that you might otherwise expect.
Too busy doing dope shit.
All right. So you guys have succeeded. There still are more of these things, but they are not coming at you. They seem to be more preoccupied with their own feedings. But you do hear a sudden rumble in the distance as thunder rolls from the horizon across the land. And it's deep and great enough that you feel it in your chest.
Is there a source? Can we see where it came from?
No. You know the general direction.
Yeah. Was that the direction that the crystal was pointing?
No.
Okay. Because I mean, we're kind of like up on a hill, right? And we see out a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't notice anything. Unless you have like a spyglass or something, you can give a check.
I wish. That's what I was just looking for.
I'm gonna attempt to collect any arrows that I can.
You can get back half of them.
I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively brace up again and get some temporary hit points ahead of the next battle. Ooh, look at that. Nice.
Good.
So are these trees like made of like some sort of metal or something?
Your best guess would be some kind of iron or something similar.
If you like tap on them, do they sound hollow or?
No. They're solid all the way through.
Hell of a forest.
So the gem is pointing towards the top of the hill. You have all of these trees that multiple people, probably hundreds and hundreds of people across the entirety of the hill are staked to various branches and limbs of these trees. Very similar to this guy.
And all alive like that.
Yeah,
Surrounded
they're all alive. They're all writhing in agony. They're
Surrounded by
all of them
sturges?
are in great pain. Well, no, not sturges. These moth-like creatures.
Mm.
I mean, there are probably some sturges, but a majority of the creatures feeding on the well, not corpses, these living tortured souls are the ASAG demons.
And there's nothing we can do for these people. And we can't afford to delay too much.
Certainly can't save them all. Or maybe we can by getting to the center of this damn thing. Who knows? get to stepping.
And we're walking.
We're walking and we're walking. All right. So as you guys are going, you eventually get closer to the top. As you get to the summit of this hill, more rolling thunder is heard in the distance as you're making your journey up. But at the top, the forest becomes more sparse, with one massive tree in the center of this hill. And upon that tree, there's one single creature that has been staked upon the iron. And this creature, the agony seems much greater as each of the branches not only pierces through him, but curls back on themselves multiple times. He's got to have hundreds of different piercings and because of the way it is, it would be impossible to pull him from the tree without literally cutting him to pieces. He appears to be a naked elf, and as you come near him, you see eyes full of despair and pain. But you also notice that his skin is covered in intricate tattoos. And Solomon and Lux, both of you recognize those as symbols of the Church of the Silver Flame. But you also know that there are symbols that are now only...
Lux can't see him because I immediately, I'm blocking her gaze from the naked elf.
So Solomon, you notice these markings, but they're symbols that only exist in the oldest tomes of the church's history. They're not anything that any modern aspect of the church maintains. Just so you guys can see. So he does not appear to have noticed you yet. But he is definitely alive because you hear him moaning and great pain and small occasional movements, which may be conscious efforts to move, or they may be muscle spasms from the intensity of the pain.
I will activate my shield so that I can block his naughty parts from Lux's view, and I will then walk up to him. How high up is he? I assume he's in one of those trees.
Yeah, but he's not very high off the ground, even though the tree probably is like 50 feet tall with like wide reaching branches. It's still, he's fairly low on the tree, probably only about 6 feet off the ground from the ground to his feet.
Are the trees getting larger as we go higher up, or is this just a particularly big example of these trees?
So the trees varied in size and height as you climbed the hill, with many of the trees having multiple people spiked upon them, some trees only having one person. The size of the tree usually seemed to have some kind of connection to the number of people spiked upon them, with more people having larger trees, but none of the trees even somewhat approaches the size of this tree. And on this tree, there's only this individual.
Your crystal's pointed at this thing, at this guy.
Mhm.
I scope around. It's just like canvas the area, make sure nothing is hiding. Is there none of these moth motherfuckers in the trees or anything like that flying around? Eyeballing us.
So one thing that you do notice is that none of those creatures ever try to approach this area, this clearing. And you kind of do a walk around the perimeter. You don't see anything. More thunder in the distance.
Looks clear.
I just noticed there is a sturge in the picture of the elf from the Harriman's Hill thing. I only noticed it because I was like, why does he have a plucked chicken? They're just like tempting him because he can't eat.
Everyone give me a survival check. All right. Each of you realizes that the thunder is getting closer.
I could have told you that.
I assume this elf, this naked elf, is also just sort of awake and in agony.
Yeah, he hasn't noticed you guys yet, though.
Right. So I will, I'm going to keep the gem out, but I'm going to have it like in my shield hand, sort of concealed behind the shield as his jewels are being concealed behind the shield. But I will walk up to him and say, are you a worshiper of the silver flame? How did you come to this?
Oh, he immediately looks at you full of shock, as if he was you startled him and came out of nowhere. Silver flame? What do you ask of the silver flame in a place like this?
The high priestess of the silver flame is somewhere here. We are seeking to free her so that she can return many of the faithful to to our world.
True. The speaker is here. These are grave times. No. Yes, son. I am. I also worship the silver flame.
Inside check.
Okay.
Right.
He seems to be genuine. But he also goes on to say, I am Samir Kess. Lux. For whatever reason, you know that name.
Former lover.
No.
Former drug dealer.
Here, I'm gonna send it to you in the chat.
So I assume from the way it's described with like all the blades sort of twisted around and back into his skin, like there's no way to get him down other than to like kill him like I did that first guy.
Well, that first guy, you were able to rip his body off, but I mean, whether those wounds actually killed him and caused him to turn to ash, I mean, it's possible, but yeah, without literally tearing this guy to pieces, because like the branches are not just wrapped and twisted around him, but they're like, if you imagine like his ribs, the branches are wrapped against, like twisted around his ribs internally and around his spine in various places. Like he's a pincushion.
So here's a level up question that I didn't think to ask because it wasn't super important. But so domain spells you don't technically have to prepare; they're just always prepared. So when we leveled up, I haven't had time to prepare any new spells since then because I'd have the long rest for that. But do I have access to my domain spells?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to spend a 4th level spell slot and cast Freedom of Movement on this guy.
So you cast it. What does it look like when you cast it?
Hold on, take a look at it. Look at the spell. It might not work anyway, because it says the target can spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints such as manacles. I assume these count as magical restraints.
It would.
So you dispel magic first.
That is not a spell I have access to.
So as you begin casting the spell, though, we're not going to say you finish it, but as you begin, Samir begins to look wild and scared, and he's asking, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm going to try to get you down from this tree.
No, don't do that. If you pull me off of here, my soul will be destroyed. And then he looks more concerned and he says, wait, have you? And then there's another thunder in the distance, and he snaps his eyes in that direction. He can't snap his head because his head is also pierced and entwined with these barbs. And he says, no.
I look too.
Have you freed others? Have you tried to free any from their tree?
I did try to free one person we came across initially.
Oh, by the light. You must flee. Haruman is on his way.
Saruman?
Haruman.
Who is Aruman? Is he related to Baal Shalub?
He is a minion of his. He is so very savage.
Listen, there's no
Powerful.
way. There's no fucking way we're leaving because this guy won't leave where the damn crystal points. It led us here.
We were led to you by the silver flame.
All we got to do is knock this tree down and put it on the top of our vehicle and drive away.
Wait, what?
Fantasy logging.
Steel logging.
What do you mean, Crystal leading you the way?
I would be a little hesitant, but I would then reach behind my shield and take out the gem from the pommel of Clonier.
I'm gonna continue to like look in the direction of the thunder, like for anything.
You don't see anything yet.
And I will say, this was once attached to the pommel of Clonier.
No, I reckon even before you could say that, he probably would say, by the light, Clonier, you, how did you come into possession of that? Tira left the sword in Belshalor.
It seems this was not left in the sword. And it has led us to you in our effort to save Jayla Doran, High Priestess of the Silver Flame.
The light has led you here. I cannot leave this tree, but you may be able to still, in some way, free me. There's a ritual. If you pull me from the tree, if you even could, I would just turn to ash, body and soul. But if you are willing to provide space within your body, I can travel with you as a soul.
All right, now I'm going to insight check to see if this is just some sort of trick.
Okay.
This sounds like a trick.
It sounds like a terrible idea, is what it sounds like.
I
will
mean,
happily offer you my body.
I would.
Like, what?
So
No.
first of all, you get the sense that he believes what he's saying, and being genuine, whether it's true or not, whatever. But that's the sense that you get. And he goes on to say,
but the gem led us here, so that combined with me not thinking he's lying.
If somebody were to allow me to travel with them, it would I wouldn't be able to exert any control upon you. I would simply be a passenger.
Yep, whew, right here. You had me at enter my body.
So as Lux walks up and shields Solomon's eyes now. How did you end up here if you sacrificed yourself?
So you know the tale, or at least what we told. It is good. The secret was necessary. You see, the night before that battle, where my beloved sacrificed herself to contain that monster, she shared with us her companions, her vision for the church that would follow. Her words that night became the foundation of the Flammic Creed. But privately, she asked me to do a terrible task. I wanted to accompany her into battle with the Lord of Shadows, to fight by her side to die if needed. But she had visions of the future. She knew that the church would need a kind of caretaker. Those within the church may hear the whispers of the darkness within the flame. And she asked me, with tears in her eyes, to watch over the church from the shadows, to save those that I could, and for those that could not be saved, to ensure that they could not corrupt others. I, in that day, created the Order of Moran's Tears. She understood the weight of the task that she asked of me. And for hundreds of years, my organization persisted, keeping the church safe from threats within and without. Our greatest victory was in calling out the terrible evil that Melise Moran represented and ensuring her imprisonment. But that was the last act of our order. Haruman, the vicious savage, destroyed us single-handedly. And now he is coming. He is the caretaker of these souls upon this hill.
I'll be honest, I didn't understand some of that, but you're saying you're Tyrion Moran's boyfriend?
Cared very deeply for her. But her faith was all that her heart could hold.
I think I used that one too.
So you're saying she friend zoned you? It doesn't, we can discuss this later. How do I absorb you into me?
Still think that's a bad idea.
But the gem led us here. We can't take him down without killing him.
Yeah, maybe.
So he points out one of the sacred prayers that is fairly commonly said during ceremonies of around funeral rites. He tells you to speak those words as you pluck one of his eyes from his skull and then cut into your arm, cut a small slice into your arm.
So does any of the story he was saying ring a bell with me?
As a child, would those kinds of stories appeal to Solomon?
Oh, probably not as a child.
Okay, because I mean, there are like in very small, well-studied circles, of the church. There are rumors that such an organization existed, but there's never been any real proof, and definitely no signs in the several hundred years since Malise Moran was imprisoned in Dreadhold.
I mean, that's fair. I am surprised that Solomon knew anything about Malise Moran to begin with. I must just have been like one of the few cool stories they told in amongst all of the boring stories as he was learning more about the religion. So it doesn't surprise me necessarily that he wouldn't have gotten any of these details, but presumably, like I don't. He might have heard something about like the Tears of Moran. But if he hasn't, that's fine too. Or just wondering.
Yeah.
So I will
Malise, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I will begin doing whatever I need to prepare for the chanting.
Okay.
He's not very high up, you said, so I could easily pluck out his eye.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to climb a bit, but it's doable, especially since you're in armor and I'm probably wearing gauntlets and stuff. So yeah, he winces a bit as you pluck out his eye, but it's also no greater pain than he's already experiencing.
That's good. Concentrate on all your other pain so that this won't notice it.
While you're starting that ritual, there's another roar of thunder, this time much closer. And Ewan and Lux, as you turn to face the source of the thunder,
I've been facing it the whole time.
Right. So with this final one, you begin to make out a figure on the horizon, fast approaching. It looks to be a winged creature, maybe some kind of unicorn, maybe, although, or not unicorn, Pegasus, although it's black with black wings. And as it gets closer, you see that there's a rider as well. And he's
Part of me was hoping this would be the holly font. That you change the holly font to like the ultimate evil.
Let's get behind the tree. See if we can be unseen for. I mean, I guess.
How long is this ritual going to take me?
Yeah, there's that too.
It's
I mean,
going
I
to
already
take.
Plucked out an eye. I don't want to stop and start again.
Take the other eye. Like, ah, shit, this eye's ruined.
Or put it back in for later.
Just to take it back out. Like, ah, shit. Can you hold on to this for me?
Yeah, we'll just call that one a practice try.
So this person or creature is approaching very quickly. So you probably don't have a whole lot of time. In fact, by the time that Solomon, you began chanting and getting ready to make the cut upon your arm, this creature is about 300 feet away and closing.
Does it feel like we could have hidden, like behind the tree or something?
I mean, it's a large tree.
It's just I don't know if it was like if there was a clearing. I forget.
Yeah, it's a large clearing because this is a big hill. So the hill, it's probably like 100 feet, maybe 150 feet diameter of the clearing.
Okay. Yeah. So which means he probably saw us from a while away. So we don't
Yeah, in
hiding.
any
I don't
event-
think it'll be helpful.
Yeah, in any event, I wasn't gonna hide. Like you guys
No,
could hide and
yeah.
focus on me, but I was just gonna complete this and then hide.
I figured maybe we could surprise him, but I'll just have to do my other trick. So I'll just like I'm gonna like discreetly pull out the boomerang and just be ready.
Okay.
And sort of like have it behind me, that sort of thing, you know.
So as you finish the ritual, a silver glow begins emerging from Samir's eye socket, his empty eye socket, and trailing down until the energy begins filling your wound, Solomon, which leaves you with a sense of warmth, and it is painful, but it's also, there's a strange sense of relief as well. And as the energy completely flows into the wound then closes itself, and there is a glow throughout your forearm that just kind of resides there. So.
And then I would turn to look at the source of the thunder.
So what you see is a massive winged fiend riding upon a nightmare. From what you can tell, he only wears a loincloth and wields a strange club that seems impossibly large. And the club appears to be adamantine, lined with embedded spheres. And despite the size of the club, the creature riding upon the nightmare seems to be able to flip it about his shoulders as if it's no heavier than a twig. And this creature's skin is a deep purple like stone. His eyes are intense with the hunger for battle.
Hey, he looks familiar.
I thought he was a good guy.
So,
How far away is he now? By the time we get all this done.
he is at the edge of the clearing, flying upon his nightmare. So what are you guys doing in preparation for his arrival?
The moment it looks like this motherfucker's going to start attacking us, I'm going to throw the boomerang.
Okay. So you're standing out in the open with your boomerang ready to
Yeah.
throw?
Yeah, so I'm keeping it like behind me. Again, sort of just, hiding the fact that I'm holding it, just sort of standing at the ready. And this motherfucker just like is yelling a battle cry at us, then just, there's obviously no reason. This motherfucker ain't coming here to talk then at that point.
So when he gets to be about 50 feet away, he slows down. And are you casting that, Kurt?
Yes.
Okay. What does that look like as you cast that?
It looks like initially there's just my whole body begins to glow with a silver light, but then it forms like a shell that expands outward as a bubble.
So it's probably going to take him, we'll say 5 rounds to actually get to you by the time you cast the spell, if you want to start pumping people with hit points.
I might wait then. I don't know that anyone other than me is super injured.
Super injured? No.
You're just
I
a
am
little
I am
injured?
down. I am down a little over 10 hit points. But
Okay,
I
then
also have 15 hit points and temporary hit points. So
Yeah, I'm down a dozen.
Okay, so then, yeah, I would cast it. So this is for Mother. Oops. And then this is for Ewan. This is also for Ewan. And then next, the other 2 are for me.
I'm only down 4. I'm all right.
So the creature dismounts from the nightmare, and with this giant, it's like it's a club, but it's not a club. Over his shoulder, he lazily begins walking over to you. And then as he gets closer, he kind of stops and looks at you. He looks at Ewan and Lux and Solomon. And then he sniffs the air. And then he has a smile upon his face and he begins laughing. Which of you has that distasteful aura of righteous magic about you?
I will look around.
I don't smell
Yeah,
anything.
me
Must
too.
be something on your upper lip.
You, and he's directing his attention at Solomon. You carry something very valuable. A couple of things, in fact. And you're actually a true believer as well.
That faith is the most valuable thing I carry, and it will be your doom, hairy man.
Oh, so you know me. Interesting. And you bear the mark of Crozen. He actually used it. It has been so long. I've been so bored.
Yeah. What's a couple more days, right? We'll be leaving now.
No, not yet. You have something that I need.
I don't think we have anything.
And then he points to Solomon's arm.
I think we've lost enough arms in this party.
He actually, so he wields his club and smashes it on the ground, creating a massive burst of thunder. And then with a battle cry, you see spirits beginning to rise from the clearing and be absorbed into an object that he is carrying. And you notice in the distance, you can see the people who are bound into the trees begin turning into like balls of energy and then flying into this object. And then once that's done, he points at Solomon. I need that soul. But I am bored, as I said. So, how about a wager?
A bet against the devil. I don't think so.
Oh, I wasn't always a devil. I used to be an orc.
Really don't give a shit what you used to be.
Fine. Regardless, this is a good deal.
What would the terms of this wager be?
One-on-one combat. The
How tall
win-
is he?
He's about a little more than 6 feet tall.
But he's got this giant ass club.
Here, let me see if I can show you the club. This it is pretty awesome, I think. Oh.
Completely
It's
useless.
like I mean, I can imagine if Josh were here, this
Yeah,
is like
Alyssa. Yeah.
yeah, the next evil weapon.
So, I will allow each of you to first give me your best shots. I won't even defend myself. And then you can decide who your champion is. And we will fight until one of us either submits or dies. If one of you, if your champion submits, somebody else can fill in and the battle can go on. But the minute that all of you have submitted without besting me, or one of you has died, then the victor will be named. And whoever wins gets that soul.
Just give us 1 second, and I want to like huddle up and say, I do not understand any of the rules you just laid out. It sounded like you wanted us all to run up to him and give him our best shot and then wail on him until he is dead.
No, that's not what he said. We each get our best shot. Then it's one-on-one.
Until he is dead.
Or until we are. We can submit at any point during our one-on-one. So
But if we submit, don't we lose?
if one of us submits, another can take our place until we've all either submitted or one of us has died.
I don't understand the rules. How is that different than we all wail on him until he is dead?
Because it's one at a time. After the first time, we each get one attack, and then we only fight one at a time. One of us versus him.
Why don't we just all attack at the same time?
It's also a very viable option, yes.
I mean, do we expect he will go easier on us if we go one at a time?
Likely no. I mean, I'll say this. It might give him a bit of overconfidence.
So pride will be his downfall then. I say we go for it.
Possibly. Can I have gotten a short rest in during all this?
Also, how many more rounds have passed? Because I've got this, I'm burning a hole in my aura of vitality.
If you want, I'll let you pause the magic of the aura. Just this once.
Okay, I'll just pause it then.
So or I may change that spell so to be like last an hour and just give you that pool of hit points. Sorry, what was long rest or short rest?
Yeah, like because we've kind of been standing here even before this fucker even got here, so I'd like to get my moxie back is all.
Let's see. All right, so you've taken a short rest already today, so you want to take another one?
Yeah, I'll take one. Sure.
Well, then, I mean, the rest of you would have that opportunity to take a short rest if you guys want
it. Like I said, I just want my moxie back.
I'll say this: it's either it's all or nothing. Like all of you short rest, or none of you do, because it doesn't make sense that in the same amount of time one person would be recovered and the others wouldn't.
I mean, I don't need one, but doesn't. I mean, I guess I could. Is there anything I can get back? Is the question in the short rest?
Have you used
I
your
don't
channel
really.
divinities?
Right.
Which could get you back some spell slots.
Right. So okay, I guess I'll do that, and then it's fine. At least I get something from short resting. But it doesn't bother me if you want a short rest.
If anybody's lacking hit points, they can also spend hit die then.
You could potentially have saved your use of that.
Oops.
That
I
of
have too
that
many
spell.
firsts. Only the first one.
Yeah, I'll get my key point back.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't spend more than one. I'm running low on hit dice too, so I wouldn't spend more than one anyway. So I still would have healed up some.
Okay.
I mean, the problem with fighting this guy is he's definitely stronger than we are. And he's definitely smarter than me. And he's
Let me go.
definitely more coordinated than me.
Let me go first.
Well, step one is we all go up and beat on him. But he can probably just heal himself afterwards by dragging souls from the other parts of the mountain to himself. Everybody in this plane cheats.
This means they're trying.
Yeah.
But I guess we all go up to take our one shot where he's not going to defend himself.
I think we gotta tell to him that we agree. We've just been huddled.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Phoebe, we should in a huddle slowly walk away.
I think
Maybe he won't notice.
we might need some reinforcements.
I'm sure Project Ezreal is right behind us.
I pull out Belgog's feather.
I mean, nah, let's wait. We might not need that.
But it might take him some time to get here.
Wait, does that count as one-on-one if you bring in your vulture friend? Like I said, I don't understand the rules.
So what do you guys want to do?
We accept your offer. We're just strategizing. We'll be with you in a minute.
He's just standing there with his arms crossed against his chest.
I was just like, so
I start tapping my arm, like, "Hey, you got any advice? You were
It's
very
silent.
concerned about this Harry man, but now nothing."
So Solomon, you get the sense that you can experience, or you have some kind of insight into the feeling states of Samir, but you can't actually hear his thoughts or communicate with him. And he feels fear.
All right.
good. You have a sentient arm.
That's afraid. Punch, damn it, punch.
Yeah, I mostly have a vaguely empathic connection to my haunted arm.
Haunted arm.
Don't worry, I'm sure mine's haunted too. Yeah, so look back to this fucker. So this first step of this is we all come up and hit you once real good. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then what?
And then you decide who will be your champion.
So it's back to the huddle. Wow. I'm willing to do it. I get the
Okay.
sense. I get the sense we won't be able to just run away from this place.
I think that is probably correct, especially since his horse is very fast and flies.
I just pull out of a pouch. I have one of those.
Oh, well, can it carry all of us?
I doubt it. So anyway,
Well, maybe we'll have two when we're done here.
maybe. I'm not sure that one turns into stone or into a statue afterwards. All right.
We'll just tie it to the bumper of our car. It could follow us.
Are we agreed?
Agreed on what?
That after we all give him a solid hit, that I'll be the champion?
Okay, if that is what you want. But you can submit if he's about to kill you, right?
Correct.
That part still doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
If we one of us dies, he wins. But if one of us submits, another can take our place. But if all of us submit, then he wins.
I still don't understand, but okay.
Maybe he should go first. I'm looking to Lux.
I am happy to go first. I will kill him or die trying.
No, that's not what we want. You kill him or submit before you die, so that one of us can take your place.
What?
God damn it! So you go last then. Fine.
But we go up and we wail on him now, right?
We get one solid hit. One.
Fine. Let's do that.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to call down the righteous might of the silver flame on his head and hopefully kill him.
I doubt it. Is this a higher sphere of magic, or
I will call upon the power of the silver flame, and it will strike him and smite him.
right? And is there going to be a lot of umph into that call?
As much as the silver flame will let me put into it.
Okay, I think that helps. What do you got, Lux?
Not a lot of hope.
Well, you have your agility. That's the main thing. How about any potential buffs that you can place upon us? Can you call upon your silver flame to empower us in some way?
My eyes go wide at that point and say, why don't you summon your vulture friend? He can get a free hit in. He can go first.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know.
Is that against the rules? I don't understand the rules. What are the rules?
Yeah, we got some other friends who are currently not at this very specific spot. Calling out to the fucker, like one guy's almost undoubtedly drawing blood out of those bodies. Like if he just comes in like while we're in the middle of it.
He is one of your group.
Yeah.
Then the wager stands. They may
Got
be selected as your champion.
All right. Back to the huddle. Oh, maybe. I mean, if you want to call it the weird vulture demon thing, then possibly.
So basically, I have to like crush that feather.
I think so. Is that what it says in the? Wait, is it not in the magic items? Maybe it's in the handouts.
Oh, okay. Okay, you can use your axe to summon Belnog the Rock. That's what I'm going to do. We need him.
We got another friend coming. Hold on.
So
Yeah, the real question is it immediate? Or do we have to wait for his ass to fly out here from the fucking city?
No, it is immediate because if you summon during a bell, he will appear at an unoccupied space you designate within 60 feet and act immediately on your initiative.
Oh, perfect.
So that's what it sounds like. Caw. He shows up. Oh, shit.
Oh, this fucking guy. Well, you got a size advantage.
you get summoned.
Yeah, it's been you Lux, it's your friend. I don't want to like butt in here.
Belganagui, we got an issue here. We just need your assistance.
What is your issue?
We got to kick this guy's ass.
Does he look surprised, the other fucker?
No. He's very stoic. Almost like he's a statue.
Insight check.
So Belganag looks over and then at the creature and then looks back and his head falls. Of course, you would wish me to fight him.
Is it an issue or it's not to the death?
Bound to the feather agreement, I will honor our deal, but I cannot best him.
Well, the good news, because as I understand it, no one of us has to. But the rules are far too complicated for anyone to understand.
Then I'll explain the rules to him.
What's his intelligence?
Higher than Solomon's.
Okay, that's not saying much. What's his intelligence?
So long as he seems to understand, I'll just point out, and he's going last.
I will honor the agreement. Or oblivion would come to me by my promise to this one. At least the boredom shall end.
Maybe I should go before Belganog. He sounds a little suicidal.
I am not suicidal. It's just what is the meaning of existence? I still do not know why one must claw the flesh and rend muscle and sinew from the bones of the mortals. It is simply what is done. But why? What
You
does
could always
this
stop.
do?
I always ask myself why you weren't traveling with us the whole time. That's most insightful stuff I've heard. Weeks.
I mean, you could
You
always
one-armed one. What would I replace it with? There is no other task. All is vanity. It takes different forms, but it is still meaningless.
Well, it's not vanity if you dedicate your life to something other than yourself.
And what would I dedicate myself to?
Obviously, the one true religion is the religion of the Silver Flame, so I would start there. Some people dedicate themselves to various false gods.
No,
Powerful
instead-
celestials.
Instead of living my life, I live it for others. Sounds awful. Why would I care about the flame? Why would I care about the will of gods?
Because by serving gods, you serve all living creatures. You can find peace and satisfaction with your life. By helping others, you
Where
help
does
yourself.
this peace come from?
Guys, we got a battle to do here.
Or you could just, we'll just win this fight and you and I can just get really stoned.
I do enjoy your smoke dish.
I understand you can start seeing cosmic answers from that stuff. So
Yeah, we should probably win the fight first and then worry about the meaning of existence and how to make you be the first demon who ever converted to good that I'm aware of. Think about it. You'll be famous.
he'll call that vanity. Don't worry about it. All right. So let's do this.
Yep.
Get him.
Should we like surround him and like
Or we have to form a line.
how it is?
What do you guys want to do?
I will go first.
How do we go
And
about
I-
this?
And I'm gonna march up to him. And I can roll if you want, but I'm gonna use War God's Blessing to just critically hit him. I just actually have to roll to figure out what my base damage is. But it's like double max anyway.
Yeah.
So. Still a decent swing. And then
That's 10, 16, 32, and roll because it says it's a successful critical hit. So I assume
Yep.
that's confirmed.
it's from your cleric guide.
Yep.
So I just copy and pasted.
Yep. So 28. Where's that? All right, target is knocked prone. And he managed to cause his weapon to fly from his hand. As he looks at you, despite as heaven's fall impacts against the creature's skin, you can feel it. It's as if you're striking stone. Like his body does not give. And in response, you knocked him 10 feet in prone, right? 28. Oh, just knocked prone and disarmed. So you actually bring him to his knees, though. And he looks up at you and he says, "Yes, perhaps you are worthy. Perhaps you can provide a challenge."
And then I will step aside for whoever is next.
Yeah. So who's next?
It's like, I mean, do we practically have advantage on these attacks against this guy, or?
No. He's
So I
not
knocked
defending
his
himself,
giant ass
but-
club 30 feet away.
Alright. Um, the Vrock, maybe? What was his name? Belganog?
Oganog, okay.
All right. Belganog slowly sulks over. As
Maybe-
as he's walking, shoot, what's his name? Haruman. He stands to his full height once again, and then he motions to his weapon, and there's like a boom as it disappears, and then another boom as it reappears in his hand. And then Balganog, let's see, what does Balganog need to do? Balganog is going to raise his sword and try to strike down Haruman. Haruman just raises his hand and catches the sword and says, "Pitiful."
And he sulks back.
You know,
I said this would be unwise.
imagine the day when we light a fire in that fucker's belly. Imagine what he could accomplish. All right. So I like to think that, even though I didn't think of it till just now, but Ewan might have ahead of time. Basically, set it up with Lux so that Lux could potentially. No, I totally forgot that Lux is not a fucking rogue. Okay, it doesn't matter. You know, line up a shot. I don't know what you do the most damage with. So
So you also have that brand.
I was gonna pull it out. I got a lot of things I got to do on my fucking turn. I got like 6 bonus actions I need to do. So we have my boomerang. Just get that active, boomerang active. You know, sort of prepping myself here. Yeah, because like I got a thing I want to do, like one main thing I got to do before I do anything else, but let me double check the branding iron here. Is it just a bonus action to like activate it, and then I'd like make an attack sort of thing before the end of your next turn? Got it.
So you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's fumbling with like 7 things. Trying to figure out which one to use, activating other one.
Get the right order, right?
So I'm gonna take out my. So what is the adamantine bow staff do? Is it
Yeah,
1d6 or 1d8?
It's whatever your monk damages. I
That
mean,
seems like a
it's a quarter staff, so it does 1d6 or 1d8 two-handed, but it's also considered a monk weapon. So if your monk damage is better, you can use that instead.
Adamantine seems like a good choice.
Um, so I don't know what my. Know how to play this character. No, wrong way. Hold on.
You know, technically, if you strike an object, apparently it's always a critical hit according to the thing. So maybe just break his club. Doesn't say, except for other adamantine stuff.
I mean, he seems to be made of stone. So I mean, an adamantine staff seems like a good choice against that.
So if I hit him two-handed, can I still hit him with an unarmed strike on a bonus action? Is that still a thing, or do you have to hit him with one? Because it
Trying
says
to
here.
do what?
All right, use a monk weapon on your turn. You can also make one unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you use your martial arts, you're making an unarmed strike. So with your bonus action.
Right. So I can hit him with the bow staff, the quarter staff with both hands, so 1d8 twice, and then punch him or
Well,
kick him or
so
something.
it seems like his terms were one shot.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay, my bad. All right, so yeah, just one hit. All right,
No one understands these rules.
exactly.
Got to come up with streamlined rules, Hellerman.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna two-hand the staff there. Too bad I didn't have advantage.
Okay. You hit and you crack your bow staff against his neck. But he just kind of doesn't even flinch. He just continues looking at you. An adequate attempt. You get, I mean, not that it didn't do any damage. You get the sense that it did something, but he didn't seem to notice.
All right.
He was whelmed, not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just whelmed.
Just the normal amount of whelming going on here. All right. I'll step forward and say, already activated boomerang. So that's like ready, just whenever I need to start using it. Like step forward, sort of like size them up. And I'm gonna, having seen him take a few hits now, I'm gonna use 2 Moxie to scrap like a sleuth so that I get advantage on attack rolls against him, and I get to add my proficiency bonus to my AC, making it 19 versus him.
Okay.
Temporarily, there's no like easy way to put temporary armor class, is there?
Yeah,
Oh
there's.
yeah, it's right there. It is. I see it.
You just click the button. You add the new thing and click the button.
Oh, I did it the wrong amount. 3. There we go. Yep. Okay. And then, so that's a bonus action. Then I'm gonna. So I basically am like kind of dual wielding right now. I got the fucking brand in one hand, but that's another bonus action I have to do on the attack or on my turn once we officially start combat. Yeah, I'm like, I'll be the champion, and I'll just fucking crack him with the just fucking hit him with the boomerang. That's crit.
All right, roll to confirm.
That's kind of close.
That is confirmed. So go ahead and roll the D100.
Ew, that's gross.
They're disarmed, which we already
Again.
knows he can just call it back.
I mean, whatever. He has. I'm just gonna guess that he has to take some sort of action to do that. So
So 12. One thing that you notice right off the bat, the thunder damage doesn't seem to phase him at all. And his hide is really, really thick. You crack it across his head, and just like with every other time, he doesn't even flinch. But he does say, yes, you are the faithful one.
what?
You or the faithful one would make
Or the faithful one.
potential worthy,
Gotcha.
potentially worthy foes.
Already told you it's me. And I go to Brandon.
All right, well then that would be initiative, and we're not going to do this battle right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
What?
Oh yeah, there might be more people here next time, so
Right.
more free hits.
Israel just comes up like, what are you guys doing?
Ezreal comes up behind him,
Yeah.
jabs him with a syringe.
Like the needle just go brink, just bends. I just imagine going up to Solomon, hey, what's going on? And then Solomon is like, some strange contest with rules unexplainable.
Israel's gonna go up next to that guy and go, I've chosen my champion. What? No, wrong side, wrong side.
Yeah, then Ezreal gets one-shotted and we lose.
But we level up.
And it's thanks for coming, Brandon. Thanks for playing the first 5 minutes of D&D.
You can go back home now. So